us now to talk about the hormone replacement therapy dilemma is Ann Louise Gittleman. She's a nutritionist and author of 16 books on health, including Before the Change, Taking Charge of Your Perimenopause, and her latest, The Fat Flush Plan. Ann Louise, thank you so much for being with us here on the 700 Club.
Lovely to be with you, Lisa.
You know, it seemed like the medical community really preached the message of hormone replacement therapy to women who were in that menopausal stage of their life for years, and now suddenly there's this big controversy and switch, which has left a lot of women very confused about what do I do then?
Well, you know what the good news is that there are many natural alternatives that we can take during the years before menopause, known as perimenopause, as well as full-fledged menopause to ease the discomforts. And that news really is big time these days. We have flax oil, natural flax seeds that act as estrogen modulators, and a wonderful array of herbs as well as bio-identical hormones that you can go to a compounding pharmacy for. So we've got the natural alternatives. Women just need to know they exist.
Do you think the medical community will turn some attention back towards natural solutions then?
I certainly hope so, because those have proven time out, day in, day out, to be the safest way to control these symptoms. And you know, it's so unusual that when you start to suffer from sleeplessness or anxiety, the lack of attention, or a fuzzy brain, so to speak, you don't usually associate those kind of symptoms with a hormonal change. But we now know that the symptoms of menopause can start to occur 10 to 15 years before you stop menstruating.
A lot of research shows that American women, for some reason, suffer from the symptoms of menopause more than women in other countries because of a lifetime of bad habits, you say. What are some of those bad habits and the results, the toll that it takes on our body?
I would say, Lisa, that we're under an inordinate amount of stress, which affects us a lot these days. So it's stress, too much coffee, too much sugar, too many of those bad fats from margarine and fried foods, as well as too little sleep that truly affects the system.
We're also hearing about this period of time before menopause, before the change, called perimenopause. And I actually was surprised to find out how many women in my age group, which are in that season, didn't really understand or know what perimenopause is. Describe it for us.
Well, perimenopause is a newly identified stage of life, and it's somewhere between PMS and full-fledged menopause. It's PMS, I'd say 28 days during the month. It can be a time when you start to suffer from sleeplessness multiple times, when you're awakened middle of the night at 2 o'clock, 3 and 4 o'clock, raring to go. You've got a mind that continues to race, or you've got periods of anxiety and depression that seem to come out of nowhere. And all of that is a reflection of the changing hormones that start to occur. Hormones start to fluctuate, and they are both estrogen and progesterone. That seems to be the real key in terms of perimenopausal symptoms. So during perimenopause, it's really a lack of progesterone that seems to be the issue. As you get a little older and better, like fine wine, and you start to approach menopause, then it seems to be the lack of the estrogen that comes into play.
Now, you mentioned some natural products that we can use both during that perimenopause time and menopause to ward off some of the symptoms like hot flashes, mood swings, and you call them peri-zappers. And we actually have a graphic to help illustrate what some of those peri-zappers are. Let's run through those quickly.
Yes, I would suggest that in terms of the peri-zappers, that the most important ones are flaxseed oil and flax.
Does that need to be a golden flax, or can it be?
I like all varieties of flaxseed oil, actually, and I think that flaxseed oil is very important in terms of diminishing night sweats as well as hot flashes. 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, or ground up flax seeds that are high in lignans that act as estrogen modulators.
I like that in my oatmeal. Let's get to the next one, evening primrose.
Evening primrose oil. Sometimes with women, this acts as a natural estrogen replacement. Very helpful for migraines, very helpful for anxiety, bloating, as well as irritability. So that's another major peri-zapper.
Number 3, good old multivitamin, vitamins and magnesium, you say.
Yes, multivitamins and magnesium are very important because of the B vitamins that help to soothe the liver, whose job it is to conjugate these estrogens. And magnesium is a woman's best friend. To me, it's just as important as calcium in terms of getting rid of those mood swings, keeping you calm, and helping you when you start to wake up during the night at 2, 3, and 4. Take a little magnesium before bed, you won't be waking up.
My mother has preached that for years. She's right.
She's right.
Another mineral, zinc. What does that do for us?
All right, well, zinc, you need to think zinc. Zinc is very important because it acts as a precursor to progesterone, which is so important in terms of keeping our moods level. And zinc is important also for the bones, believe it or not, Lisa.
And also progesterone cream, a natural cream.
Oh, that is almost like a miracle. Topical natural progesterone cream is important because it helps to balance excess symptoms of estrogen. So if you feel depressed or bloated, you're gaining weight around your middle, or if you've got that fuzzy thinking, a little bit of topical progesterone right before bed can be extremely, extremely helpful.
Can you get that over the counter, or do you have to have a prescription?
You can get that over the counter, but you have to make sure that your bottle says USP progesterone.
And again, good old exercise. They're always preaching exercise to us. What does that do?
Well, it helps your hormones. It gives you happy hormones in terms of your mood. It's also very important for bone building. Yes, bring it on.
And let's run through the rest of the group really quickly so we don't leave our ladies hanging. Get rid of the stress in your life. Easier said than done.
It's easier said than done, but you either have to have moments of prayer, a time of quiet reflection, or just reading very beneficial affirmations. Getting rid of stress is important so your adrenals can be the backup system when your ovaries start to dwindle.
And that's the next thing on our list, adrenal refreshers, and then also soy phytoestrogens. Where do we get those?
Well, a certain amount of soy, and I think we should be getting those in the natural soy products, maybe a couple times a week, some tempeh or some delicious tofu, just the way the Orientals prepare it.
Now, you also talked about the Fat Flush Plan. This is your latest book.
Yes.
And the effect of the liver on flushing out fat, and that hormone replacement therapy actually hinders the liver from doing that.
It's tough on the liver. You have to understand that the liver is the filter of the body. All of your drugs, your medications, the birth control pill, alcohol, coffee, it all goes through the liver. And when the liver becomes overwhelmed, Lisa, with too many pollutants, then it interferes with its fat-burning abilities, because your liver, interestingly enough, is your major fat-burning organ. We have to keep it clean. We have to have it nurtured so that you can start to lose weight, as I promised in the Fat Flush Plan.
And so you give us a way to flush out that liver so we can process.
So you can process and lose inches and feel rejuvenated in the process.
Oh, I like this news. You've brought us such great information today. Thank you so much, Ann Louise. We appreciate you being with us and
My
bringing us
pleasure.
great information. Again, her books are Before the Change, Taking Charge of Your Menopause, and the Fat Flush Plan. You want to get a hold of these books. It'll help you in the areas of health in your life.